Sharon, first of all, I just want to start by saying thanks so much for giving us some of your time. I hear it's the last day of quite a little bit of press that you've been doing, so I'm sorry that you've got to finish with me.
Oh,
Apologies in
wow.
advance.
Why?
Well, usually I've got a partner. The channel is Nathan Johnny, and usually my partner's here, and he's the more eclectic, well-rounded, business savvy one. I'm kind of the comedic relief. So
Oh,
so at least hopefully we have a laugh. Hey, first of all, I just want to say, I do want to ask, how has your 2025 started? I know it's only early days. Did you give yourself a little bit of a break over Christmas? How's that period for you?
that was amazing actually to have a little bit time off. Of course, a tour is always a lot of fun and a lot of impressions also, but also to have yeah, well, time off with the family is also very important, and especially during Christmas, we find that always very nice to be together and have that moment. So we did. We went to Spain all together.
Oh, awesome,
And yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. It was nice to be there.
My brother actually went to Spain as well, so yeah.
And which part? Which part of Spain?
He actually did like quite a lot of traveling around because his partner is Colombian, so they went
Oh, wow.
to yeah, and her family lives in Spain, so they went to visit the family, and hopefully he made a good impression. So it was his
Oh,
first time
wow.
leaving.
That he's allowed to stay.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I know it was very cold because I was in Scotland for 2 weeks over the Christmas period, and it was absolutely freezing. So
Yeah, it was really cold in Europe. Yeah. Spain was okay, actually. Yeah.
yeah. So obviously, like when you're coming into the new year and stuff, I don't know whether you do it, but a lot of people do the New Year's resolution. Did you give yourself any New Year's resolutions for 2025 or any specific goals personally or as a band that you're going to work towards?
Well, there's a lot of things already planned for the band, of course, because that's always so much planned ahead. But the plan is for the band anyway to really start writing new stuff again. We've been touring a lot. First with an Evanescence tour, we had a co-headline tour in Europe like 2 years ago. No, that's not true. 3 years ago. And then the last tour was last year, so that was quite close to each other. Normally, there's more time between it. And so we're now just really going to focus on writing new stuff and trying to, well, yeah, that's a lot of fun time as well. I love being on stage, but it's also nice to have that time off to rediscover which direction you want to go next. And yeah, looking forward to that. And resolutions, well, I don't, I didn't make any. I'm
Well,
just
hey,
going to
at
continue
least you
to,
haven't set yourself up for any disappointment then. Like there's a
no,
positive.
that keeps you from disappointments. That's a good, I think. That's a very positive thing that I didn't make resolutions. Gonna do that next year again.
Yeah, so everything is an achievement moving forward now. That's great. That's
Yeah,
great.
exactly. So why do we do it even?
That's right. Now, look, I know we've started off nice, but I am going to have to grill you for a moment and ask a hard
Oh my God.
question. You
Okay.
guys have
Yeah.
been a band for so long, and it's your first time only now coming to Australia for Notfest. Why have you
Yeah.
neglected us for so long?
Yeah, I know. I'm so sorry, but it's more like that you. It's always when we get the question like, would you like to go to Australia? It's always at the end almost of a lot of things you've already done. You've been to South
Yeah.
America, you've been to North America, you've been to the whole of Europe, and we all have families and stuff, and we have to make choices. Sometimes we didn't even go to South America either because the fact that we are touring so much and so intensively, and so it's yeah, that's one of the reasons, and it's so far away, so far
It
out,
is
so you
so
always have
far.
to
Yeah.
connect. Yeah, and it is, you have to connect to other countries most of the times, which we haven't done now, even so, because we felt like, yeah, we really wanted to do this for many years and never got around to it. So it's time. This year is going to
Ye-
be the
I reckon.
year that
And
we're coming.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And what a perfect festival to land on as
Yeah,
well. Such
exactly,
a
and it's
like a renowned
totally.
festival with like some incredible bands on the lineup. Aside from the festival, which is obviously a super stacked lineup, have you given yourself any time to do some sightseeing while you're here? Is there anything in particular you're hoping to experience or see when you visit Australia?
Well, I've seen a lot of the things I've been exploring to see. It's like you have this coastline where you have like all these. I talked about to someone yesterday, actually, and I forgot the name again. I'm so bad at names in general, doesn't matter. If it's a place or a person, names are difficult for me somehow. But you have like these rocks and they're like on top of each other in the water, in the sea
Oh,
line.
the Great Ocean Road, the 12
I
Apostles.
would love, yeah, exactly. The
Yeah.
apostles. I would love to see that. And but there are many places in Australia which I think are so amazing, that are so different from the rest of the world. And I've been to Australia when I was a kid, but I can't remember that much of it. And but you know, I just taken out the photo book again and looking through the photos because I was like
Yeah.
5, 6 years old, and I remember the koalas. I remember going through the nature park, and but with a lot of other tourists, of course.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
You're coming at a great time of year as well, because you're just on the backside of our hottest period, and it is going to still be quite warm, but I think it's going to be like a really nice medium around that sort of time.
Yeah. It's going to be less difficult than the beginning or in the middle of it. Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when like I flew out of here to go to Scotland, and the day I left, it was like 42 degrees
Oh
Celsius. It
my
was
God. Oh, Celsius. Wow.
horrible. Yeah, horrible.
But is it
Like
like a dry heat, or is it also moisturous in a way?
humid. Yeah, a lot of
Humid.
moisture,
Humid,
very
you say
humid.
that. Yeah. Yeah, humid.
Yeah. So, and then landed in Edinburgh, and it's like 6 degrees Celsius. And
Your body got a shock.
absolutely.
Yeah,
Now, about
yeah.
the lineup, is there anyone on this lineup? I don't know whether you've had a chance to have a really good, thorough look at it. Is there anyone that you're super excited to catch up with or share the stage with for the first time?
Well, I must say that a lot of them I have never seen before. It's like, but it's more like also seeing like how much time do we have. Maybe we have a lot of promotion afterwards as well. But I'm looking forward
Yeah.
to. There's so many bands. It's really a cool lineup, and we've seen Slipknot, of course, many times, like playing, and so like on download and everything. And but there are a lot of bands that I haven't seen yet. But actually always more curious to the little bit more smaller, a little bit unknown, maybe lower on the bill kind of bands, because
Yeah, okay.
I've always think that those are the bands of the future, more or less, like thinking they probably see if there's like new talent there, and that's going to be interesting. And I have to explore a little bit. So yeah,
Yeah,
the
for
rest
sure. I
already
love that.
it's already big bands that we already know from, from
Yeah,
way back.
exactly. Yeah, I think it's easy to get caught up once you do hit the level that you guys are at, or the level that Slipknot are at, or something. I think it's quite easy to get caught up in the circle that you're in, and you're constantly doing music all the time. It's your
Yeah,
full-time job. It's hard to sort of remember, I guess, to sit back and take a look as just a music fan trying to discover something new, which
yeah,
is
exactly.
crazy
Well,
because there's more ways to discover music than there ever has been.
totally. And it's also been on a festival that I came across this new band from New Zealand that actually of like, who are they? We were just having lunch, and it was during the day, and well, almost sun was setting actually, so it was going down, and we were in Spain. I think it was Resurrection Festival, which is near the coast, and I heard this band called Alien Weaponry, and I thought to just give you an insight how bad I am in names, I thought like Alien Ant Farm. That's how I remembered them, and then I was like, there was something with Alien, but it wasn't Alien Ant Farm because that's an American band. I just discovered yesterday because I said, yeah, Alien Ant Farm. That's some, and then oh no, it was different, and then I just looked it up in my favorite list because I put them in there. It's Alien Weaponry. Aiden
Yeah,
Weaponry from New Zealand. I really enjoyed that a lot, actually,
yeah, they're
because it
really
was,
good.
yeah, very young band, and so I was surprised by that, and then that was one of the discoveries I made on that festival, and it was like, and I still remember that moment because it was like the perfect music at the moment of the sun going down, and people were just going crazy with them. It's like, wow,
Yeah.
haven't seen them since that festival, but getting close now, going to Australia, but
Yeah, we're just over the water. It's funny though.
yeah,
You're the
or-
second international artist that's mentioned that band to me in the space of a week. So
really?
it,
Oh
yeah.
wow,
So
who was the
it's
other
really,
band? What's
I can't remember who it was. It was a friend from another band, I believe it was an American band. I just can't remember who it was. But they said, oh, I found this band Alien Weaponry from New Zealand. They're really good. And I'm like,
Yeah, yeah,
it's really cool to see, like, because New Zealand's even sort of, I guess, to an extent, more removed from the rest of the world than us.
yeah.
And
They are.
it's
Yeah.
so cool to see them on other people's radars, which
Yeah,
is
that
really
they do
great to
get
see.
being picked up, exactly. But I think they probably have something in the sound that people like turn their hands like, hey, this is nice.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, so there is some pretty powerful women on the Notfest lineup with obviously yourself and Baby Metal. A question about your experience because you've been doing it for quite a while now. How has the heavy music landscape changed, do you think, in the representation and I guess for use of a better term, the appreciation of women in the heavy music sphere? Because there are so many incredibly amazingly massive female fronted heavy bands now, and I think it's just such a good thing, and it's such a good thing for the scene in general.
Yeah, I totally agree. I must say that well, when we started, there weren't that many women, but I never saw it like that because I never saw, strangely enough, when I started, I listened to all kinds of music, so I didn't see that there was boxes like this is metal and this is rock and this is alternative. Or for me, it was heavy music, and pop music was pop music, and it just sometimes,
If
it
only it
went.
was that easy.
Yeah, but in my mind, it was. I was like, I'm just gonna make music, and it happened to be at the time more like doom gothic kind of metal that we started with at the time, to give a description to it. But and I was a female, but I saw, I grew up with Sheila E. behind the drums, and I saw Candy Dulfer playing saxophone, and that the fact that they were, from a different music scene,
Yeah.
I didn't make that connection. Actually, for me, they were badass. Joan Jett like rocking out, and for me, there were always examples, but because I think there's always examples if you want to see them. But I didn't realize how little women, and how few of them were in music, actually, especially heavier music. And
Yeah.
when I started, we got really embraced by the audience a lot, to my opinion, especially in Europe, and never felt any pressure to be one of the guys, because I think the fact that we were different, just also embracing the fact that we were are women, and just being ourselves on stage, where we also see sometimes where women are trying to be one of the guys, and sometimes it's also because of culture that it's that they do that. Sometimes it's not like like it's bad or not bad, or that one thing is good or not good. It's more like there's a difference in how people deal with the fact that they are making music in a heavier scene, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I think, even when you look at bands like Arch Enemy, who kind of spearheaded that really aggressive female vocal as well, it's just come such a long way since then. I think it's a really,
Yeah,
really cool
totally.
thing. Um,
Yeah, I think it's really cool. Absolutely.
Now, difficult question. You guys, it's your first time to Australia. You've got such an extensive back catalogue.
Yeah.
How in the hell are you going to put together a set list on a shorter festival slot when you're finally going to have fans seeing you for the very first time? How much
Yeah.
anxiety is there in the camp about that?
Well, there's a lot of anxiety with me because I'm always the one that ends up like, yeah, you make the set list, Sharon. Okay, great. So it's on me. And I realized that, yeah, that's gonna be a kill your darling time for not only just us, but also for the people actually have certain expectations, of course, to what they want to hear. But I would love to hear from the Australians what kind of songs they would like to have hear. Maybe, somebody told me that we're only going to play 40 minutes, and I told like some people around me that what we work with, and they said 40 minutes. We don't even know how long you're going to play. So it's very cool that they know that you're playing 40 minutes only.
At least, yeah, at
Still,
least you can
yeah.
kind of pre-prepare.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so but 40 minutes is quite short. We haven't played 40 minutes in many, many, many years, but it's that would be a challenge. But if it's going to be an hour or something, then yeah, well, let us know what kind of what songs you would love to hear, and we try to see if there's more for certain songs. You know, if we can see a preference in that. If people
Well,
let us know
there's
on our
a
social media.
absolutely, and there's some homework for anyone who is watching this once it drops to drop in the
Yeah,
comment
exactly.
section the songs that they would like to see. You guys have so many songs; it's going to take forever to read through them, to be honest.
Yeah, totally, totally. Yeah,
Look,
unfortunately, they always come up with B-side songs. Yeah, I would like to have that song. It's like, which song? It's like, oh,
yeah,
that beat track.
yeah, for sure, for sure. But like we've spoken to so many bands in the past that have said you've got like this really loud contingent on the internet who'll be like, why have you never played this deep cut? Like, why have you never played this? And then they're like, you know what? Let's play it. And it just absolutely tanks. And the crowd just, the energy just drops. And they're just like, well, that's why we didn't fucking play that song. Like, never again.
Oh my God, that's so Spinal Tap. Yeah, that
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be. Yeah, no, I don't think I want to go there. I think I know better than what works and doesn't work. Those energy
Absolutely.
drops, that's exactly what I'm afraid of always. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in a festival setting. People
Yeah.
they don't need the rest in the middle of the set. They want the
No.
energy. Yeah, start
Yeah,
to finish.
exactly. To go wild, everything.
That's it. That's it. Especially in the Australian summertime, they've all had 20 or 30 beers by the time you take the stage.
Oh God.
Yeah, we drinking is serious business for a lot of Australians. So,
Yeah, I've been hearing that with every interview almost. I'm getting worried now. It's like, yeah, they're gonna make you drink this and this, Sharon. Oh wow.
look, if they're talking about the shoey, whatever you
Yeah, the
do,
chewy, yeah.
no, don't just ignore it. Okay, where it's just it's ridiculous unless you've got a brand new shoe on stage.
No, I
Any
never wear brand new shoes.
Yeah, probably just have one on stage with a drink inside. That's the trick to it.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, and then not drink it or something, or what? Or I emptied it already before you go on
Yeah,
stage.
yeah, yeah, exactly. You guys have collaborated with some absolutely crazy artists. You've collaborated with Howard from Killswitch, Jacoby from Papa Roach, Anders from In Flames, Exhibit. That's another story for another day. I want to know how the hell that happened. But I want to know if there's anyone on your bucket list that would be a dream artist for you to collaborate with.
Oh gosh, and that's very difficult. We always talk from the music. Like when we write a song and we miss something, then we're just gonna go and search for the right vocal for that. And sometimes it's somebody who's very known, and sometimes it's a little bit less a known band. So it really just what the song needs is what the song needs. We hope to get, and we've been very fortunate with all the people we had so far that they all said yes. So yeah, so it's always that's the only search that we have. So up front, there's so many, most of them are dads, which is going to be impossible, of course. But but there are always new people on the wish list. But yeah, it depends on what kind of music you write.
A little birdie tells me that you're a little bit of an old school Olivia Newton-John fan.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, she
That would
made
have
me
been an
sing.
interesting one.
Yeah, well, I'm so sorry that I never got to meet her or never see a show of hers because not just because I got into her music when I was really little, I was 4 or 5 years old, but even when I grew up, I still kept on listening to her music and also the new stuff that she brought out, all her country music, and
Yeah.
yeah, I listened to it a lot actually. It
Yeah.
really shaped me into how I became as a singer, I think. Yeah.
Which is incredible considering like the genre that you play in.
Yes, but I grew up with so many different music, from really metal to blues music. I've been in so many different bands. I listened to so much music. Now, yeah, I used to be in a blues rock band, a cover band when I was 14 with some guys who
Oh,
were
cool.
20, and they got me into Iron Maiden, but also into all kinds of symphonic stuff, and but also like Steve Ray Vaughan and Robin Ford, and so we played all kinds of stuff, especially when there was a big solo and then the guitar player could get to play
Yeah.
long solos. But also Pink Floyd songs, and but everything. And my parents, I grew up with all kinds of music, Chris Rea, but also like Black Sabbath. They listened to all kinds of music. Went to a lot of concerts. So around me there was always a lot of talk about different music, and I never like when I perceived music, and I never saw things in boxes. I just, I listened to everything. For me, good music is a good song, and
Yeah, yeah.
with a strong emotion. And I think that's the most key thing for music. But I did learn that heavy music is the thing I'm most drawn to always. But I also love melody. So I'm an 80s kid. So
Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. I
it's
think
somewhere in there.
it's really interesting how you mentioned, when you're growing up, a song is a song, good music is good music, because that's how you are as a child. You hear something and it just, you don't understand style, you don't understand genre, you don't understand
No.
labels. You just hear something and it invokes a feeling in you, it resonates with you. And
Yeah.
it's funny because with myself, I was the same. Then you get a little bit older, you become a teenager or a young adult, you start finding your own sorts of music. And that's when, for a lot of people, especially in the heavy music scene, I think, is when you become very sort of very rigid and militant, like I only like this and this is the music that defines
Yeah.
me. And then I've
Yeah.
noticed that myself, with doing what we do with the channel and checking out so much more music, it then kind of goes full circle again, because you become a lot more open, you become a lot more
Yeah.
accepting, you start realizing that labels and genres and styles
Yeah.
don't matter.
No, exactly. And it's also because, and I understand also that because we all went through that part of your life that you're defining yourself, like this is
Yeah,
me, this is my identity, and you always connect that with music somehow, like you do with some other stuff in life. And but it's with music, it's even more strong, I think.
oh absolutely, yeah, it's a very
And
personal relationship with music.
yeah, exactly. And it's very, for a lot of people, hard to let go. So you see that a lot of people, when they grow up or grow older, they still tend to listen to the music they actually define themselves with. And they will never let that part go, where other music just comes in and out and just, disappears again. But the music that defined them once, that will always be closest to them somehow. And
Yeah,
where people who are working in music or with music are a little bit more fluid in that, I think.
for sure. And I think with music, nostalgia is at its most powerful, because
In a young
it's one of
age,
those
yeah.
things. Yeah, you can hear it and it can immediately transport you back to a memory, like a real
Yeah,
solid
exactly.
visual.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
exactly. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a couple of difficult questions. We like to do some would you rathers on the channel.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
So, if you were to only be allowed to play either festivals or headline shows for the rest of your career, what would you rather?
Headline shows or?
Or festival appearances?
Oh God. I like the combination.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't say it was going to be easy.
I think my own shows because you can play longer and can show more of yourself. I would be very frustrated only playing festivals, I think, especially when you only get a short time.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. The next one. You have to wake up to one of these songs as your alarm every morning for the rest of your life. What would you
Well,
rather out of Nickelback Photograph or Creed with Arms Wide Open?
Creed, most definitely. I like
Nice.
Nickelback though, but no.
Why Creed?
I don't know. I think I would rather. I think I can manage that better than the other song. I don't like that song particularly.
Fair enough, fair enough. All right. Would you rather be able to read the minds of people or talk to animals?
Oh, minds of people. They're way more dangerous.
That's a good point. See, my problem with that is reading the minds of people and knowing what people are thinking about me would just cause me absolute anxiety. I prefer not
Yes.
knowing that people think I'm an asshole.
Well, they won't probably.
Yeah, I hope
But
not.
anyway, but no, I think it's I don't know. Maybe because I'm always curious what people are thinking. I'm always like, I think they're thinking this, but I'm not sure. And I would love to know what they're really thinking. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Do you think that if that was the case, though, it would force you to alter who you are, though, and potentially not be your true self?
I think the other way around. I think it shows more who they are, right? It's like,
Oh, yeah,
because
okay.
it gives more insight to who the other person is, because you can see what they say and what they think, and you can compare that. Where with yourself, you already know what you know what you say and what you really think.
Yeah,
So it
yeah.
gets more. Yeah, I think it levels, yeah, different things out.
I suppose if you can read their mind and they give you an answer about something, you can tell them, I know you're not being honest.
Yeah, exactly. Most of the times, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to finish with
Mm.
the most difficult one of the night, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
I've come up with an idea for a festival. It's going to be called Tempt Fest. All right. It's your festival. I want you to put together your ultimate 5-act lineup for this festival. You don't have
Oh
to be
my God,
you don't
that's the.
have to be performing. You can just be running the festival and enjoying the festival. It can be 5
Oh,
artists from any genre, any style, alive or dead. Who would we see on that festival?
oh my God, even that. You're making it really big now. Uh, but is it for me or for the world because they need it?
Oh, it's for you. It's your festival.
That's my festival.
Hmm. Be
Oh God.
selfish. Go ahead.
Mm. In a particular order, or can I just name five?
You can just name 5,
Oh, great.
and
Thank you. That makes
because
it
I know
easier.
I know you'll walk away from this and you'll be thinking, what's the order going to be?
And also, what they called again? No, no, just kidding.
Yeah.
No, that would be Nirvana, because, like you said, identity is a crazy thing. But I grew up. The first heavy band that I really fell in love with was actually Nirvana. Actually, that was my first
Wow.
love. Yeah,
Okay.
and so they need to be on there. And oh gosh. I would name almost every grunge band in that case, but there's so many others.
Yeah.
I would like to have, Alien Weaponry, because I think I really, really enjoyed that as a big
Hell
surprise or
yeah.
something. Yeah, I think we should name, you know, a band upcoming.
Yeah, absolutely. Love that.
Oy, 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 oy. Oh God, I'm so bad at names. Let me think.
Is
Nick
Olivia
Cave.
Newton-John?
Nick Cave would
Oh, Nick
be
Cave,
on there.
yeah.
I actually missed a show of him. Well, because our old tour manager is actually working for Nick Cave as well. And
No way.
yeah, and then finally I said, yeah, he said, you want to come to Amsterdam? He's going to play here. I was like, oh, finally. And at the day that actually the day came to see him, I got sick, and not just me, the whole family was like, oh, we're all having the
Oh,
flu. And
oh
I said,
no.
and it happened to me before, because I once had also tickets for oh God. Um, uh, no, I can't get to the name. I'm so sorry. What's his oh God, he writes novels. He's like a philosopher. He's from Canada. He died. One of the songs is called
Not Bob
oh God,
Dylan?
no, no, not Bill Dylan. He's still alive, right?
Oh yeah, I
um
think he is. That's
oh God, I'm really this is how bad I am at names, especially when you put me on the spot. um
yeah.
uh, if you want it darker, you know what one, if you want, you're out of the game. In low voice, like Nick Cave, like really low. Um, he's from Montreal, I
Nothing
think.
better. Really?
Uh, yeah, he. Oh, never mind, never. There's so many heroes and so many different kinds of music styles. Olivia
Yeah.
Newton-John needs to be on there as well, of course,
Yep.
because I've
I
never got
thought
to
so.
see them. Oh gosh, there's so many. Um, and uh, I saw them. Oh God, Hotel California, Eagles. The
Oh, the
Eagles.
Eagles.
Yes, I grew up with them as well. That's one of my first loves as well. Together with Olivia Newton-John, that was always on my parents' playlist. Oh, Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, yeah.
when everybody was still there,
Yeah.
meaning like, yeah, one of them died now.
That is a hell of a lineup. I would not want to see the cost of those tickets.
Well, it's the variation of it is all very big, of course. So
Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
a clear dance, I would love to have them as well.
Yeah, Credence, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, there you go. That's a hell of
Well,
a
it's a lot
festival,
actually.
Ollie.
Well, and ELO actually, because those one
Oh,
band I grew
ELO.
up with. Yeah.
Yeah, my
And
dad used to love ELO. They were so great.
oh yeah, I grew up with that, especially in my younger years. I was like nonstop listening to that. And wasn't Jeff Wayne from ELO as well, who wrote Wars of the World?
Yes, I believe so. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
that
sure. Yeah,
was
that rings a bell.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That scared the hell out of me when I was like 5 years old. So, I really felt like the world ending, but it was really impressive piece of art. Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you so much, Sharon, for hanging out for a little while with me tonight. Look, we are super excited to finally have you in the country, as I'm sure there's a lot of fans out there that are as well. It's been a long
Yeah.
time coming. We know it's not going to disappoint. And we'll be at the festival as well, so we'll get to catch up in person.
Yes. Would love to meet you and have a pint.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. Have a great
Thank
night.
you. You too.
See
Bye
ya.
bye.
Bye-bye.